Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Patty Brennan Show. Whether you have $20 or $20 million, this show is for those of you who want to protect, grow, and use your assets to live your very best lives. So today is part of the series, the Ask Patty Brennan series, and we're going to be talking about inherited IRAs. Now, you might think, oh, what a boring subject. And it is sort of boring, but let me tell you, there's been so much misinformation. And this is an area similar to the Corporate Transparency Act, where not knowing is no excuse, and the penalties are severe. So first, what's an inherited IRA? Let's say that my mom had an IRA or a 401k. She left it to me as the primary beneficiary. That becomes an inherited IRA. What are the rules? Under the old rules, when my mom actually did die, and by the way, if you are one of my brothers or sisters listening to this podcast, no, I did not receive an inherited IRA from mom. Her estate was split evenly amongst 7 children, and yes, I was the executor. But pretend for a minute. I'm the beneficiary. Old rules, I could stretch that out over my life expectancy. Now, it was kind of complicated, but it certainly helped to navigate the tax bite because you also were able to defer the tax bite over a lifetime. Made things much better. Then the Secure Act 1.0 was passed, and that was a game changer. All of a sudden, anybody that received an inherited IRA has to have that out of that shelter within 10 years. But there was no guidance in terms of, well, do you have to take out 1/10 per year? Or do you have to follow some kind of table? What were the rules? No guidance whatsoever. Then Secure Act 2.0 was passed, and we were hoping that finally there would be some guidance. Didn't happen then. And when I say no guidance, here was the issue. So let's say that there is a big IRA. Let's say it's $500,000. Well, with that, in that situation, we know that it has to be out of the account in 10 years, but could you wait until the last year and take it all at once? Yeah, that's a lot of taxable income all in 1 year, but maybe that's the right thing. Or let's say that we've got somebody who is 55 years old. They want to retire when they're 60. They don't do anything from 55 to age 60. They don't take any money out, and then that becomes their source of income for the next 5 years. We didn't have any guidance whether that was okay or not. Fast forward, here it is 2024. We now know what the deal is. So basically, there are 2 levels. Number 1, if the original owner was not subject to required minimum distributions, you still have to have it out within 10 years, but you can do it as you wish. In other words, there are no rules in terms of when you have to take money out. Do you have to take it out every year, etc. The second tier are those people, and this is probably the majority of people listening, where the original owner, who is now deceased, was subject to required minimum distributions. Then the beneficiary has to take it out at least as rapidly. It's called the ALAR, A-L-A-R, at least as rapidly. So if mom or dad was subject to the RMDs and they were taking out 5%, then the beneficiary also has to take out that 5%. But the entire account has to be out of that shelter, taxable, in a taxable account within year 10. Now it is 2024. These rules have been around for 4 years now. What if you haven't taken anything out? The good news is we all get a mulligan. In other words, if you haven't taken anything out, it's okay. There is no penalty. Fast forward to 2025, you must start taking money out of that inherited IRA in that second tier, which most people are probably going to be subject to. So you want to figure out, gee, how old was mom or dad or whoever it was when you inherited it? What was the table that they were subject to at that time? You need to take out at least as much. And then what was the year of death? The money has to be out of that tax shelter 10 years from the year of death, and it all is taxed during that period of time. So that's where some thoughtful tax planning really needs to take place because everybody listening today is in different situations. So you want to be smart about your money. Period. End of discussion. That's why we do these podcasts. Be smart about this issue too. You have a mulligan. Good news. Starting next year, all bets are off. If you don't do this correctly, if you don't do it at all, you could be subject to a 25% penalty. So let's not do that. This is Patty Brennan. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope this was helpful. These Ask Patty Brennan episodes are intended to be short, quick, and to the point. I hope you like them. Feel free to go to our website at www.keyfinancialinc.com and reach out to us. Let us know if you have any questions. That's what we're here for. Thanks so much for listening. Take care.